Focus on growth outdated. Nicola Sturgeon savaged over SNP economic plan for Scotland. Sturgeon resign please, you're not getting a referendum, far less independence. Scotland says no to independence. Nicola Sturgeon has been savaged over the SNP's economic strategy for Scotland during a fiery clash as First Minister's questions. The leader of the Scottish Conservative Douglas Ross has savaged Ms Sturgeon over the SNP and Green Party's plan for Scotland's economy. Mr Ross argued that the SNP has granted more problems than they had created jobs in the 15 years they have been in power. Mr Ross told MSPs, the First Minister also mentioned the economy and for 15 years that her government's been in charge, Scotland's economy has been stuck. This government has created more problems than it's ever created jobs. We've seen one major failure after another, from Prestwick Airport to Ferguson Shipyard to Bifab. And with this new strategy, the SNP are literally diagnosing problems that these themselves either created or made worse, and the First Minister can even rely on support on the basis behind her because, in response to the launch of her government's economic strategy, Maggie Chapman MSP said the Scottish Greens believe the focus on growth is outdated. The focus on growth is outdated. These are the same Greens that Nicola Sturgeon personally invited into her government, a party whose policy is actually to make Scotland poorer. Ms Sturgeon replied, based today's performance by Douglas Ross, I predict that the one thing we will not be seeing any growth in the next few months to years is Scottish Conservative fortunes across the country. He wants to dismiss the views of CBA Scotland, of the Scottish Chambers of Commerce and the Scottish Retail Consortium of the Federation of Small Businesses. I've set out their views on the economic strategy, and I would suspect that they perhaps speak for more people in terms of the Scottish economy than Douglas Ross does. Ms Sturgeon has defended the Scottish Government's new economic strategy after criticism from trade unions and some business figures. Finance Secretary Kate Forbes unveiled a 10-year economic vision that she said would be a radical and bold approach to supporting businesses, growing the economy and reducing poverty. Scottish Trades Union Congress, STUC, General Secretary Ros Foyer said it was merely paying lip service to creating a well-being economy.